Now, tonight, the Electoral Commission says it is satisfied with the ballot printing exercise for the 2024 parliamentary elections. The EC earlier today took some journalists on a tour to 3 of 6 printing houses contracted to provide services for the December 7th elections. The tour to Backpress, InnoLink and Acts Commercial comes barely 24 hours after NDC agent supervisor for ballot printing, Richard Jakpa, leveled numerous allegations, including overprinting for some regions. Tonight, the party is also questioning EC's decision to limit the number of party agents to observe the exercise. Now, the EC in the 2020 elections allowed 2 party representatives as observers. But this year, the commission has reduced the number by half. Now, the NDC has given the sheer volume of work required. 1 agent is not enough. That's what the NDC says. Now, listen, I want to show you the, first off, let's take a look at, those are the NDC concerns, but I want to show us the printing houses that are working in this exercise. Backpress Limited, that's the one that was visited today. Assembly Press, Ghana Publishing Company, Axe Commercial Limited, Phonestart Limited, Yasako Limited, which is now being replaced, InnoLink and Checkpoint Limited. So now there are 6 in all. Remember that Yasako, I believe, was replaced with Backpress Limited. Now let's move on to the concerns of the NDC. They've talked about overprinting of excess ballot papers in NDC and NPP strongholds, as well as home regions of NDC and NPP flag bearers, like the Savannah and Northeast regions. The NDC also says more than 3,000 excess ballots are being printed. And then also 1 party agent as an observer is not enough, which I told you already. They are concerned also about quality assurance problems. So how about we try and understand the nature of the problems that the NDC is raising against the Electoral Commission's latest exercise. Richard Jakpa is joining me now. He's the NDC agent's supervisor for the printing of ballot for the election 2024. Good evening to you, Richard. I appreciate you talking to us tonight. But first, tell us the NDC concerns regarding the printing exercise. We've had a cursory look at those concerns outlined, but really, you know your concerns. Explain them to us.
Are you saying I should reiterate my concerns?
No, I'm not asking for a reiteration. I'm asking you to explain, where are you getting these concerns from? For instance, you talk about overvoting. Where is that from? Oh, excuse me, overprinting. Where is that from?
Overprinting? I think you are misconstruing what I said, where you got your information from.
Right. So then,
what I said was that
you know what, Richard? Let's scratch it. What are the concerns?
Good. The concerns are that our agents for the various printing houses are inadequate. Judging from the volume of work that is at each of the printing houses, the various phases of printing that are in each printing houses, and the way they have been, the printing houses operational, the printing rooms have been sectorized. It's virtually humanly impossible for one person to cover all the facets of printing and be able to check for anything that is untoward. And those are our concerns. And this is completely different from previous printing, where the EC allowed minimum of 2 agents per shift. We run 3 shifts per day because the printing houses, when they start printing, they print for 24 hours non-stop. So you need 3 shifts to be able to monitor all the printing to protect your interest. Because in this game, there's no trust. It's about checks and balances. So now if you decide to reduce our agents from 2 to 1, and then the machines are printing the ballots. After printing, they move a constituency that they've printed to serializing. which is a different machine in another different place, even though in the same building, but in a different section. Whilst you are serializing those that you've already printed for a particular constituency, another constituency printing has also started by the printer again. So printing for one constituency, serializing for one constituency is going on simultaneously. Then the one that is finished, the machine that finishes with the serializing, they move it to go and do cutting, sorting, binding, all those other processes. They are all going on. One human being can monitor all because they are in different places within the printing house. So there are loopholes created. But if there were two, as has been was going on, the two of them, they can monitor properly. If one is to go and urinate, another one is there as a backup to check. If one is to go and eat, another person is inside there as a backup. If a supervisor arrives and he calls one of the agents to come out for briefing from the printing room to come to the reception or car park for briefing, there's one inside there as a backup. But EC decided to take that backup out and make it 1-1, stressing the agent and creating loopholes. Yet our opponents, because they are in government and they have state institutions behind them, you've given all of us 1-1 agent, but they have a backup of bringing national security operatives. 2 from national security, 2 from BNI, former and now NIB, former of BNI.
And what did they come there to do?
That is the question you must be asking the EC. And these people, so in total there are 4 per a shift, added to the 1 agent of NPP, making it 5.
I see. Maybe they are there for your
changed.
They are. It would seem so. You're shortchanged, you say, but perhaps these national security operatives are there for the protection of all present at that printing house.
Okay, I'll answer that question. What you are talking about, I'll clarify it for you. They are not there for any protection because in this game, there are 4 stakeholders. 1, the police for security, and they come armed, and they are neutral body. They come for security for the printing, to protect everybody, and they are the primary institution for that job, followed by the printing house, followed by the political parties, and then the EC itself. So there are 4 stakeholders in this printing business all over the years. Good. Now you decide to come and be smart enough to reduce our agents to 1, create loopholes, and then you back the government by agreeing to let them bring national security and BNI to back them up. So in the printing room, they have these 2 institutions who have more personnel than the stakeholders themselves.
I see.
You see, and you and I know very well that it is a political party that forms a government. And
right,
what is amazing to me,
I hear what is amazing to you, but what problems does that cause for you? Tell us how it makes your work difficult.
While we are handicapped and loopholes are created, they have enough men pursuing the same political and power agenda to cover their loopholes, so the battlefield is not leveled.
Right.
For instance, if an NPP supervisor comes and calls his agent out of the printing room, the BNI and national security operatives are there to cover them up for any loophole, for anything that happens inside. If they are to go and urinate or go and eat, which they cannot do it inside the printing house, and the man has to go out, they have BNI and national security operatives inside there to cover their government interests. And not let nobody deceive you that government is different from NPP.
Very well.
It's not different from NPP.
Richard, making the point about how it would appear that there's no level play field despite the Electoral Commission's decision that there should be 1 agent per party. Has this come to the notice of the Electoral Commission? Because they say that the process is very transparent.
Yes, it has gotten to their notice because I confronted Mr. Asante Kisi about it, Mr. Kisi about it, and his excuse was that he wanted to decongest the printing house, the printing floor, and that's why he reduced it from 2 to 1, and that the previous ones were a convention, and it is not a law. So what he's trying to tell me is that it's a convention, it's not binding.
I see.
So he can change it as and when See, let me give you an example. As I'm talking to you now, I'm talking to you from InnoLink. I'm talking to you from InnoLink boardroom. That's why I'm sitting right now talking to you. And this afternoon, they were doing bargain in their vault. And when they are doing bargain, it means they are bagging all the booklets that they have finished printing and ready to be sent to the regions. Now our single agent had to go into the vault. He was there for hours. They are counting the 50 booklets, the 100 booklets, the 25 booklets, the 10 booklets into a bag for each constituency, and then they will seal it, pack them down for easy to move them to the regions. The man was inside the vault for hours alone. Whilst he was in the vault, which is outside the printing floor where the machines are, the vault is in a different compartment, different section, locked. When you enter there, you can't come out. Whilst he's there doing that work, they are printing ballot papers, serializing them, cutting them, sorting them. Everything was going down the machine room while the man was not there for hours because he cannot divide himself into two. So whilst he was in the vault doing that bargain and was there with the NPP agents and the other party agents,
the
National Security and BNI, they were down there. So whatever they are colluding with the printers to do, my agent will not be able to see because he's not there. That is what I mean by deliberately orchestrated to create loopholes so that they can exploit. And that's why they brought the National Security and BNI operatives there. And those people, they don't even carry name tags. Only lamination they've hung on their neck. No name, no picture.
Richard, I'm afraid we'll have to end our conversation here. Let's pick it up again. We'll put a pin in it, pick it up again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana.